Well, this is a video for a Honda CRZ. This is the 1.5 hybrid, and this is the GT model. It's obviously top of the range. Finished in black with 53,000 miles on the clock, and fitted with the optional extra of these beautiful Electra alloys that fitted to the car, which are a Honda fitted accessory. I'm going to go around the car for you, starting with the offside here. The car is really lovely condition. There's the odd very minor little mark. First one, just to show you, just a little mark on the, actually that's polished, so forget that one, that comes straight off. You can ignore that one, so that's a good start. Front wing, I can't see a mark on there. Pirelli tyre, tons of tread, and alloy wheel that is in lovely condition. The only exception being a couple of minor little curb marks on the outside edge there. Wing mirror housing completely fine, intact, no damage. Driver's door again, beautiful condition. Rear wing again, really nice condition there. Coming to the back, you've got a Yokohama tyre on the back, again very high quality brand, and alloy wheel in super condition there. Just a little mark, just to show you here, just it needs touching in, just looks like a little tiniest little scraze on there. But the panel works in really fine order. Going around the back of the car, so just look there, I think it's just actually it's a polish mark, so it's been wet, so it's hard to get the polish off sometimes. So you've got parking sensors fitted, they're all colour coded. It's a really good looking car. Again, near side of the car, it's pretty much mirror smooth down that side. Panel look again, absolutely beautiful. So you've got Yokohama, which matches the other side. Again, absolutely tons and tons of tread on it, and alloy wheel, cannot see a mark on there anywhere. Continue down the panel work again, absolutely beautiful. Wing mirror housing again in absolutely super condition. Final wheel and tyre, looking at Pirelli again, which matches the other front one, so it's been kept in really fine order. And again, alloy wheel very good, just apart from just a minor bit of curbing just on the outside there, but it's fairly trivial. Come to the front bumper again, hardly a mark on it really. Bonnet's incredibly free of stone chipping. There's going to be odd tiny little marks somewhere on the car, but overall you'd have to say you've got a really good looking car in very nice condition. Right, just coming to the boot area of the car, again as with the rest of the car, it's been kept in very nice order. All the plastics are generally very good in here. There's very few marks of any note on them at all. So you've got your parcel shelf there is all good and intact. Underneath this cardboard part we've got the inflation kit and tools all intact there. You can, obviously it's a 2+2, but the rear seats are pretty well useless. Most people just drop that down and you end up with a sort of a huge boot. So front seats back too far, and then just pop that out, stow it somewhere, and you end up with an absolutely colossal boot, which is really what you want to be thinking about. It's a two-seater with a very large boot indeed. Now coming to the front, driver's door card in super condition. Even sort of the chrome handles, there's no wear on there. Sill area is all very nice indeed. Driver's seats in excellent condition, it really is. Bolsters all very good, it's all very original, which I like to see. Likewise, passenger seat at the front again, all the bolsters, all the materials in very fine order. Really is. Looking above, obviously got this lovely big panoramic roof, which is part of the GT package. All you do basically just pull the blind across if you want to take the sun out of the equation. Right, so sat in the car now, obviously engine's running as it has been all the way through the video. Dashboard's in superb condition, it really is. It's a fantastic looking dashboard in here. Nice big, simple, easy to use radio CD. Climate control system controls, really simple to use, all in perfect working order. Air conditioning pumps out lovely cold air, and your start button there as well. Coming down underneath, little storage area, sort of cup holders, you've got your power outlets and your USB lead hanging down there. And just down here, controls for your heated seats, so low and high for the drivers, low and high for the passengers. All works absolutely perfectly as you'd expect. And then 6-speed gearbox lever, again all in absolutely fantastic condition. Coming across, obviously we've got a multifunction steering wheel, try and straighten up for you. And you've got obviously controls for audio top left, cruise control top right, and then you've got your hands-free functions and your information display control buttons there as well. Just panning into the binnacle there, we've got 53,211 miles. There's no warning lights on the car, just the low fuel light there. Coming across here on this side, we've got electric wing mirror controls, and you can turn your traction control if you really want to. And then you've got your 3 main buttons there for different engine modes, more of which I'll come to in a second. Down below that, you can switch the speedo reading to kilometers per hour if you're going abroad, and your parking sensors are active on the car, and they all work perfectly on the vehicle as well. Just to show you, folding wing mirrors all work exactly as they should. Whilst I'm here as well, just this pan down there, full owner's manual pack and locking wheel nuts is with the vehicle as well at this moment in time. So just going back quickly to these 3 settings, basically the car always starts in normal, which you'll just see on the left hand side there, and if you press economy, basically that will just maximize the economy setting on the car, and then top on sport, and you get that lovely red hue around the speedo readout, and that's the one you really want to be in because that's where the fun begins. Really sharpens up the engine throttle response and weights up the steering fraction for you as well, and just changes the whole feel of the car. So it's a wonderful thing, and it really does work. It's not just a gimmick. But overall, the car's in absolutely superb condition. It really is, notwithstanding it's a used car, but it's been kept very, very well indeed. Right, this is a road test for a Honda CRZ. This is the GT model. Obviously this is a 1.5 hybrid car. Car is registered, I'll find that for you, MV11BWK, and the mileage at the start of this brief road test is 53,203 miles. The reason we do the road test now is basically we're selling to people from all over the UK and the near continent as well, and we just feel it's right if people are going to come and see us that you can see the car in operation, and I can feed back anything to you that might be relevant or otherwise. I'll also be doing it on the same roads that you'll be doing your road test on if you're interested in the car. And I'll try and do it in the same sort of order that you'll do yourself. Starting with the engine of the car. The car, it's a very, very typical Honda engine. There's an example of one, it's fantastic. It starts absolutely on the button. It idles absolutely silently, quite literally when it goes into electric mode, because it'll just turn it off completely, auto stop, but generally it just idles very, very evenly. It pulls really nicely. It's got a lovely power delivery. It's very kind of linear, just revs through the rev range. Got a lovely kind of induction growl to it, and it's revving as well. There's no warning lights on the car relating to the engine or anything else for that matter. Apart from just the fuel light on that's currently on the car. The engine's absolutely spot on. It can't be faulted. It's going to be serviced, and they're going to have a brand new MOT on the car as well, so it'll all be thoroughly checked. The engine then drives through clutch and gearbox. Never had an issue with the clutch on these cars. With some very high mileage ones, it's very, very tough and durable. But the clutch actuation is very, very smooth indeed. There's no changes in the engine note when the clutch is in or out. No vibrations, no noises. Clutch pedal itself goes about its business absolutely silently, beautifully engineered. It's just got a really fluid, easy action to it. And the biting point is easily sort of mastered. I mean, this is my first trip out in the car, and straight away it's a very easy thing to sort of get to grips with. Clutch then goes through to the gearbox. Certainly one of my favourite Honda gearboxes, and they make some fantastic gearboxes. As I've said in previous videos, the CRZ, I rate this as probably second only to the S2000, and maybe, more I think about it, the DC2 Integra, so maybe third on the list. But a fantastic gearbox. It's just very short in the throw, it's not notchy in the slightest, it's utterly precise, and it's just so easy to find every gear. No matter what you do, it'll use the springing of the gate. Honda do that so well, so you just allow the gears to come across from the left to the right, and just apply pressure in the right way. So it's just, I'm doing this for fun, but basically it's just like a switch. It's brilliant. What it is, it's got feel, it's got a sense of mechanical integrity to it, which you just don't get in most cars, because like most cars, there's almost certainly cables going from the lever to the internals of the box, and that makes it all the more remarkable that it still manages to have a kind of mechanical feel to it. It really is a wonderful gearbox, and as an example one again, I cannot detect a single ounce wear in that, and we've had some very low mileage ones, and it feels exactly the same. It's a wonderful gearbox. As I drive at speed, I tend to listen out for kind of wind noises that shouldn't be there, where you might have a badly fitted windscreen or sunroof or a pair of seal somewhere, but it's the noise coming in is exactly as it should be. The steering of the car tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no hint of vibration coming back through, and nor is there any sense of wear in the steering at all. It's a lovely precise steering rack on them. But what I tend to do when I drive cars is any car with any kind of miles, can have wear underneath, and with the steering you tend to feel just a sort of slight looseness about it. It'll still be direct, but you might have where you have like a track rod end or a ball joint or a bit of wear in the rack, but there's nothing. It just feels as tight as it was when it was new. I'll come back to the steering in a second, because that's part of the 3 modes on the car, which I'll talk about in a second. Likewise, suspension, really brilliant compromise on them. It's very sporty, very direct, but what it isn't is harsh in any way. It rides incredibly well for what is, quite an overtly sporty car. They've got it exactly spot on. They've put a lot of work into it, and clearly it has paid off. And it works in harmony with the steering absolutely brilliantly. It's a lovely little car to hustle around or cruise along in, either one or the other. And again, I can't detect, there's no kind of resonances or aftershocks, no kind of anti-roll bars clanking away underneath, which you get with the miles on cars. It's really fabulous order underneath. Brakes of the car, just going to give it a quick jab on the brakes when it's nice and straight. Crikey, yeah. Right at the top of the pedal, lovely, solid, strong brake pedal on the car. Can't fault it, no vibrations, no pulsing back through the brake pedal, which suggests there might be a little wear in there, the discs or pads underneath. But that will all be checked as part of the MOT. But no, it's rock solid. I mean, it really is a drive. I can't fault it, and I do fault them. If there's anything on the road test that I feel as though I need to pick up on, then I will do so. So just checking the wipers, because I hate smeary wipers, and they're absolutely fine. In fact, no, that one over there needs changing on the left-hand side, so we'll get that done. I can't stand smeary wipers, a bugbear of mine. So I'm just going to swing around now, because we're pretty much at the halfway point. Fabulous engine, it really is. They are great fun. So yeah, talking about I'll come to the other driving parts of the car in a second, but just go around the rest of the car for you. Certainly inside the car, being kept really nicely. We've not touched this car, it's not been valeted. I can't see any major marks or even minor ones inside the car to really report back. I love this dashboard. I mean, they've clearly pinched the kind of the two-tone style, the colours. It looks like BMW, sort of style. It's very well made, and unlike the vast majority of cars, you know, out there, it's actually a really interesting place to sit, but it is all really functional. So in essence, you've got this really big, simple, easy radio CD up there, and that can be controlled through the steering wheel controls. Climate control system here. You've got these two kind of symmetrical pods right and left on the dashboard, very kind of reminiscent to the S2000 in that way, because it had sort of a similar kind of affair. All works brilliantly. Very, very high quality controls, no wear in it. Air conditioning is pumping out lovely cold air. Just down below here, you've got the heated seats, because it's leather seats on the GT pack. They all work absolutely perfectly. You've got a little USB port there and a power outlet port down underneath as well. Obviously, your red start button just to the left. Again, GT models, you've got auto lights, auto wipers, and then you've got this fantastic dashboard, kind of this hologram effect, speedo readout, all the other information. It's just really nicely done, and it's so interesting to sit and, you know, actually have a dashboard which doesn't just impart information but has a bit of character to it, and it is beautifully assembled as well. Multifunction steering wheel, cruise control on this side, just going to check it works, which it does absolutely perfectly. Hands-free functions for telephone there as well, and then audio on this side, say cruise there, and information display just down on the right here. Then to the right hand side, we've got these three buttons, which is what I was going to come to. So basically you've got three options on the car, and they do make a difference. You've got, I didn't indicate, that's awful, I hate people don't indicate, oh dear. Right, the main one, or the bottom one here, sorry, is economy. Basically what that's now done is it's softened the engine mapping, softened the throttle response of the car, and, you know, encouraged, you know, a more economical return from the engine. And it does improve the economy, you know, by a couple of miles per gallon in normal driving, which is, you know, all well and good, and it'll, you know, it does other little functions within the system as well, but basically just to gain extra economy. Normal is what the car will always start in. It's kind of in between the sport mode and the economy mode, and it is kind of a halfway house between the two. Top one is sport. You get a red hue to the dash, and you do get a very, very quick response from the throttle. It changes the dynamics of the car completely. Totally and utterly forget the other two buttons if I was you, unless you really, I mean, I had one of these when they first came out, and I didn't get on with it because I was trying to drive it like an old granny, trying to save the planet, trying to get 70 to the gallon. I got sort of mid 60s, but I spoiled the drive of the car. I just didn't get the fun out of the car I should have done. Put it in sport mode, you know, yes, you'll probably get 3 or 4 miles per gallon less, but you're still going to be sort of mid 50s to the gallon, very easily indeed. But what you have is a car with absolutely tons of character and fun about it. It really is a fantastic car, and driven, you know, like this, a little bit of fun. It's, you know, it's just such a dynamic little car to sort of hustle about in. It really is. Just a fantastic car, it really is. So, you know, it all works absolutely perfectly. As I said, if there's anything, it's just that wiper blade that I can see, if there's anything at all that I could have or should have picked up on, I do, and I have. But in essence, if you are coming any kind of distance, whether it be, you know, 5 minutes down the road or sort of 3-day trip across Europe, you can rest assured this, as an example of one, drives without any issues or fault at all. It's a wonderful, wonderful car. Obviously, if I've missed anything out on the video, don't hesitate, do give us a call, and, you know, we'll answer any questions you may have about the car.